You're rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body full of tats.
In a shocking move that shook the MotoGP paddock, Max Bartolini, a former Ducati senior technician, has officially joined Yamaha and taken up the important position of technical director. This decision not only marks a major shift in the technical world of MotoGP, but also opens a new chapter in the rivalry between the two giant manufacturers, Ducati and Yamaha. Bartolini, who for years has been one of the brains behind Ducati's technical innovations, now brings all his experience to the Yamaha garage. However, it's not so much the move that's making the most headlines, but the news that he's leaking Ducati's technical secrets to his new team. According to an internal source who wishes to remain anonymous, Bartolini not only brings general knowledge, but also uncovers sensitive details ranging from aerodynamic systems, electronic settings, to the distinctive characteristics of the intensifies engine. This information is believed to be Yamaha's new weapon to return to competing in the front row. This news immediately sparked the anger of Gigi Dall'Igna, general manager of Ducati Corse. Known as a strict and perfectionist figure, Dall'Igna is reportedly furious at the actions of his former subordinates. We never thought Max would go that far. There are ethical limits in engineering, and he has crossed them, said a source close to Dall'Igna. And here's the full news. The MotoGP world is heating up again after surprising news came from the Yamaha garage. Max Bartolini, a former Ducati senior technician who has been known as one of the technical brains behind the success of the team from Borgo Panigale, officially joined Yamaha as technical director. This move not only drew attention for its strategic position, but also because Bartolini was suspected of leaking important Ducati technical secrets to his new team. According to reports from a number of Italian media and internal paddock sources, Bartolini brought with him a variety of sensitive information from Ducati, including aerodynamic development, chassis data, electronic systems, and intensifies engine characteristics. All of this is said to now be an important reference in the development of Yamaha's new motorbike, which has struggled to compete in the front row for the last few seasons. Yamaha's move to recruit Bartolini is seen as part of their grand strategy to catch up with Ducati, which in recent seasons has dominated MotoGP both in terms of technology and results on the track. However, this decision apparently sparked great anger from the Ducati camp. Gigi Dall'Igna, general manager of Ducati Corse, is reportedly very angry at Bartolini's move, which is considered to have violated professional ethics and team loyalty. "We are very disappointed. There is information that we have developed for years with hard work and high dedication. When that information is used by other parties, of course this is not only a matter of competition, but also a matter of ethics," a source close to Dall'Igna told local media. In the world of professional racing such as MotoGP, personnel transfers between teams are commonplace, but leaking strategic technical secrets is very rare in the open. If these allegations are proven, then this situation could become one of the most controversial incidents in modern MotoGP technical history. Yamaha itself has not yet provided an official statement regarding these allegations. However, observers consider that Bartolini's presence is enough to signal that Yamaha wants to make fundamental changes from the technical side, after several years of lagging behind in innovation. Meanwhile, this situation also caused a domino effect in the paddock. Some teams have begun to consider tightening contracts and internal confidentiality, in order to prevent the recurrence of similar cases in the future. With the start of the new MotoGP season, all eyes are now on Yamaha, whether they will be able to return to the top flight thanks to the new knowledge of the former Ducati technician, or if they will be dragged further into the ethical controversy that tarnished their big name. What is clear is that the rivalry between Ducati and Yamaha will not only take place on the track, but also behind the scenes in a war of technology, strategy and integrity. On the other hand, strategic move or betrayal? For Yamaha, this is arguably a rescue move. After several seasons of slumping and falling behind Ducati in terms of technical innovation, Bartolini's arrival is like an injection of fresh blood and a shortcut to understanding why Ducati is so strong and how to keep up. But on the other hand, for Ducati, this is not just the loss of an engineer. It was considered an intellectual betrayal. Max Bartolini was no ordinary technician. He had worked for more than a decade at Ducati, knowing layer after layer of technical strategy, even having direct contact with the top engineers and riders. He is part of the team brain that builds the most competitive bikes in MotoGP today. Gigi D'Aligna is furious, ethics violated. It didn't take long for Gigi D'Aligna, general manager of Ducati Corse, to respond. In a statement delivered to the Italian media, D'Aligna showed his displeasure openly. "We are disappointed, very disappointed. Not because he's leaving, that's the right of all professionals, but because the information we've worked so hard to develop over the years is now potentially in the hands of an opponent. In engineering, there are ethical boundaries that should be maintained. And we feel that line has been crossed." D'Aligna's anger is not unwarranted. In the world of modern racing, technical information is the most valuable treasure. Every millisecond on track can be the difference between victory and defeat. And if Yamaha really absorbs all of Bartolini's knowledge, then Ducati faces a serious threat in maintaining its dominance. The domino effect in the MotoGP world. This situation created new tensions in the paddock. Other technicians began to speculate about the implications of this transfer on the landscape of technical competition. Would Yamaha get an immediate leap in performance in a short space of time? Would Ducati have to overhaul their system to keep their secrets from being exploited? And furthermore, will Bartolini's move set a bad precedent for loyalty in the world of race engineering? Meanwhile, the riders have begun to comment. Some welcomed Yamaha's move to clean up. However, there are others who feel that this kind of data war undermines sportsmanship and the spirit of fair play that should be upheld. Yamaha, between hope and controversy. On Yamaha's side, this move is clearly part of a major effort to rebuild a shaky foundation. After years of relying on inline for bikes that started to lose their fangs, as well as inconsistent results, Yamaha finally showed that they were ready to change, even if it meant recruiting insiders from their strongest rivals. However, Yamaha were now in the spotlight. They are required to answer one big question: will they use Bartolini's information as the basis for building a new bike, or maintain competitive ethics by relying on their internal research? The MotoGP world has been rocked by another major behind-the-scenes move. Max Bartolini, one of the important figures behind Ducati's technical glory in recent years, officially left the manufacturer from Bologna and joined Yamaha. Unmitigated, Bartolini was immediately appointed as Yamaha's technical director, a crucial position that marks Yamaha's big ambition to rise after several seasons of stumbling. This move is not only surprising, but also a strong signal that Yamaha is not messing around in rebuilding their strength. After a long period of lagging behind in terms of engine development, aerodynamics and electronics, Yamaha has finally brought in someone who truly understands the details of Ducati's success, and not just copying from a distance, but directly from the source. Max Bartolini is widely recognized as one of the most influential technical brains at Ducati. He was directly involved in the development of the Desmocetasai, which is known to excel in speed, acceleration and braking stability, three aspects that have been Yamaha's main weaknesses. Once in Iwata, Bartolini immediately made fundamental changes to the team's technical structure. The old, overly conservative approach was abandoned, and replaced with a more aggressive and adaptive development method. It didn't take long for the impact to be felt. Yamaha, which previously stumbled in the middle of the pack, now appears threatening in every race. Fabio Quartararo, who had been frustrated with the bike's performance in previous seasons, returned to show his best performance. Even Yamaha's satellite riders are able to reach the podium and compete consistently with the Ducati and KTM riders. Many believe that Bartolini brought most of Ducati's kitchen secrets to Yamaha. From more efficient ride height device technology, more flexible use of aerodynamics, to tire management and electronic strategies that have been the strength of Ducati, all began to be applied at Yamaha with astonishing results. In the paddock, many have called this the biggest covert technology transfer in modern MotoGP history. The 2025 season also became Yamaha's season of revival. From a team that previously only hoped to enter the top 10, it is now the main contender for the world title. All this is inseparable from the great influence of Max Bartolini, who is considered the most valuable strategic asset in the MotoGP technical world today. With a long-term project underway, many observers believe that the era of Ducati dominance could be coming to an end, and Yamaha, under the direction of Bartolini, is ready to take over the throne. On the other hand, the MotoGP paddock was silent when the news of Bartolini's departure from Ducati was officially announced at the end of the 2024 season. The figure who for more than a decade has been known as the right hand of the top engineers in Bologna decided to leave the team he had helped bring to the top of the world. More surprisingly, he was immediately announced as Yamaha's technical director, replacing the old technical structure that was considered stagnant and lagging behind rivals. Yamaha's move is considered a quiet revolution. They were not just hiring a technician, but gaining a package of experience, knowledge, and insights into the development strategy of Ducati, the manufacturer that had set the highest standards on the grid. Behind his calm demeanor, Bartolini brought with him industry secrets that became Yamaha's new weapons to get back into contention. From Ducati to Yamaha, the most strategic move in a decade, Bartolini is widely recognized as the brains behind Ducati's rapid rise from a difficult-to-handle bike to the most feared racing machine in the world. He helped design the technical foundations of many revolutionary innovations, from ride height devices to active aerodynamics systems to adaptive engine mapping that allows riders to customize the bike's character with just one input. But in the end, as is often the case in racing, ambition and the need for new challenges took him out of his comfort zone. Yamaha, which has been known as a conservative manufacturer and reluctant to change drastically, offered a chance to start from scratch and prove that greatness belongs not only to those with great resources, but also to those who dare to take big risks. Technology transplant: how Ducati's knowledge flows to Yamaha. As soon as he arrived in Iwata, Bartolini embarked on a thorough reform. He not only reorganized the way the technical department worked, but also changed the basic philosophy of Yamaha's motorcycle development. From a bike that had relied on agility and stability in the corners, the YZR M1 was now transformed into a complete package, fast on the straights, sharp in the corners, and more friendly to the tires throughout the race. The most noticeable changes are seen in the aerodynamics and engine sectors. Under Bartolini's supervision, Yamaha adopted a cascading winglet design reminiscent of the Ducati solution of the previous two seasons. The electronics system also underwent a major overhaul, with a more Ducati-like approach, combining a torque mapping strategy with more sensitive lateral force sensors. "It's not just copying," says a Yamaha technician who declined to be named. "It's an adaptation of the Ducati philosophy to the character of Yamaha's inline-four engine. And only someone like Bartolini can bridge that." Impact: Yamaha rises, competition map changes. The results were immediately visible. At the start of the 2025 season, Yamaha immediately appeared competitive. Fabio Quartararo returned to peak performance after several years of frustration with a bike that was considered outdated. Even satellite team riders like Alex Rins were able to compete on the front row and score podiums.
Rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me, cause she got a bad little waist. And we tearing down this place, off the liquor that we chase. Casamigos to the face, baby I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away, cause